Hey everyone, this is Treasures at Home, where home and business come together. Let's get started. Well, hey guys, welcome back. I'm your host, Kelly Campbell. Today's guest is Cheryl. I'm so excited that Cheryl is here with me today. Guys, this is another homeschool mom who has been in the trenches, who has built courses and webinars, all while homeschooling her kids. So Cheryl, she is an award-winning author, speaker, podcaster, and writing coach. She equips Christ followers to compassionately reach the abortion-minded for life and for Christ. Cheryl, welcome.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, Kelly. It's going to be a fun day. Can't wait to
It
talk.
is. I know. I'm so excited because I know you've heard a little bit of my heart that I really believe that we are in a season where God is like the capacity for women is growing, and it's not like an and or, but it's a both. And that there's like this spirit of multiplication over our capacity and what He's gifting us. And so I want to dive into your story. Can you take us a little bit as far as like, here you are homeschooling, you're in the trenches, and then all of a sudden you have a brilliant idea.
Or God has a brilliant idea.
That's right.
So, when the Lord called me into the pro-life movement, He told me to write books. And so, on that part of my work, I'm following what the Lord is telling me just step by step. But for the homeschool part of my business, I saw a need that I could fill.
Hmm.
I'm a writing teacher. I've done writing in a lot of different capacities before my kids totally took over my life. And I saw a need in homeschool groups to walk through a particular assignment in classical conversations. And I was like, well, I can't answer questions about chemistry, but I certainly know how to teach students how to write a good story. And so that started the whole thing off. And then it's just grown from there. So I've seen other needs in the homeschool community, writing needs in particular. And so started creating more courses and more webinars, and even recruited my nephew to teach music theory to homeschoolers. And so it's just grown out of seeing needs that I can help with.
That seems to be the common theme of like what this channel is about and just interviewing other women is that they're finding needs or passions and then they're turning them into purpose and then eventually profits. But I'm listening to this and it's like this resounding gong, like I'm finding a need and I'm literally answering the questions. What does this need? And then providing that.
Yes, exactly.
That is,
Exactly.
that should be like a starting point. But for anybody, okay, what's a need that I know that I can do? And here's the thing too. I do want to say this is that sometimes we think either somebody else is already doing it or nobody's going to want to learn that from me, like everybody knows that. Honestly, I have come to realize that do not assume that what you know that everybody else knows or what you can do, everybody else can do.
Oh, yeah, definitely. But, here's the other thing too. God has a plan and a purpose for all of us, and He's gifted us with skills and talents. So, everything should be brought back to the Lord and check in with Him to see what
Absolutely.
He wants. And sometimes, honestly, He'll take you places that you never intended to go, didn't think you wanted to go,
Yeah,
and yet still bring joy out of the whole situation.
it's so true. So when you started, this course to help high schoolers on writing, and then I think you said eventually you moved into like actually helping adults as well. Did
Mhm.
you see it becoming a business or was it just like, oh, I just see it? Like, how did this work from, okay, they need help to now you're actually offering this?
Right. Yeah, that's a really good question. The first time I coach students through, so it's Classical Conversations Challenge B. During their second semester, they have to write a short story. And moms were kind of freaking out about it a little bit, or they wanted more help, or they wanted it to be a really cool experience. And I was like, well, I can walk students through that assignment. And I did it for free, and then I quickly realized that I couldn't afford to do it for free
Right.
because the technology that I'm paying to make this happen is not free. Like I have to pay the technology fees no matter what. And so it's like, well, that really was kind of short-sighted on my part. And so I started charging and realized that that's awesome because my fees are paid for now,
Mm,
and I can start looking at adding more things that'll just increase my reach because the whole idea is to serve people right where they need
right.
help,
Yeah.
right? Not everybody needs or wants somebody to walk them through this particular assignment. Not everybody needs or wants somebody to walk them through how to write a really good essay.
Right.
But some people do. And those are the people that I'm trying to serve. And it just increased my capacity and made me realize that, well, now I have some cash flow that
Mm,
allows me to invest in more things and allowing me to reach more people.
hmm.
And then as the Lord started leading me in unexpected places in the pro-life world, uh, I realized that there's a lot more investing in there because it's
Right.
such a nonprofit
Right.
world.
Yeah.
And so I have the cash from the homeschool things that I'm offering
Hmm.
that I can invest in the pro-life work that I'm doing. So, it just, and in that way, it just multiplied.
Yeah. You said, you couldn't afford to do it for free anymore. Did you ever deal with like guilt of like, okay, now I got to start charging?
Have a hard time, and I really, a year ago, somebody really had a talk with me about what I was charging for this particular course. And I was like, but this is my give back to the community. I've learned so much from classical conversations. And so I have kept that course low.
Mhm.
And in part because, we're already paying for classical conversations
Right.
and then whatever other things we need, such as math, and we're buying all these books and so on and so forth. And, not having a ton of money myself, I was very sensitive to that.
Right.
But then I also realized that there are people out there who do have money to spend, and that provides me with the ability to give scholarships to people
Mhm.
who need them. So sometimes, like I've had people reach out to me and say, I can't pay the full price, or can I pay half now, half later? And so we'll work things out. Like, well, can you pay the previous price? Can you invest some amount? Because when people don't pay for things, they aren't invested and they
Right.
don't show up.
It's true.
And so, even with what I'm doing with women who are writing their memoirs, a popular marketing thing for coaching adults is to offer a free workshop. Well, people like to no-show for free
They do.
workshops.
Yeah.
And I have a writing skill and I have a particular um, background story that makes it appealing to women to have me be the one to lead them through writing their memoir as opposed to
That's
just
awesome.
anybody writing their memoir. And I'm like, I should be paid for my time,
Yes.
given that I have this expertise and all this education.
Yeah.
And then they show up.
That's really good advice that not to feel guilty when you're putting a price tag on something. As homeschool moms, we're predominantly a one income family. And
Yeah.
so we're very cautious about what we're investing our money in. In fact, I was offered to like be a part of this like level up your business, course or whatever. Well, the amount that was on it would be a risk for my
Mhm.
family. So I had to
Right.
turn it down. But they were wanting me to offer that same price tag. And I said, as a homeschool mom, I just do not feel comfortable about that because I want to reach moms because I've been in that place where it's like, I want to participate in that. I want to learn that, but I don't have the funds for that. And so I missed out on a
Mhm.
lot. So I want to be conscious, like balancing out between affordable, but yet
Hmm.
being paid for my time. And so,
Right.
and each person will have to just kind of, when they start creating their ideas or whatever, just going to have to figure out what that
Hmm.
price tag for their
Right.
endeavors,
Right.
products, services are going to be.
Right. And so you have to find the balance. So, for
Yeah.
example, this short story course, I don't review people's papers. I don't have time for that. I'm coaching them through the process.
Yes.
As a result, I can have hundreds of students in the course, and I do.
Hmm.
So this year I've got something like 230 students. Last year I had 350
Wow.
students in this course. Well, friends, that's like somewhere between 10 and $12,000.
Hmm.
And so that's definitely paying me for my time.
Yeah.
But even better, I'm reaching 230 families
Right.
with this writing process
Yeah.
and and teaching them how to incorporate God into their writing process. That's priceless.
Would you say that that from starting point to now that you've actually scaled your I guess your price tag?
Yeah, yeah. So, and it's always a balancing,
Yeah.
always a balancing issue. So
Right.
this year, when I marketed for the short story course, I started off with just my regular stuff, and people signed up who could afford it. As we got going on that semester, that's when I started revealing that scholarships were available. So, the whole idea is to um, get enough of an income so that I can offer scholarships,
I love
but
that.
the income has got to come first.
Right. Right. I love that. So how, speaking of marketing, how did you market and has it changed? Like what worked in the beginning doesn't work now. Like tell us about your marketing journey because marketing is such a journey and it does
Oh,
change.
yeah.
So
And I hate it.
I do too. There's a part, look, you're gonna have to get over yourself. I'm gonna just go ahead and say it. You're gonna have to get over yourself. And especially, I feel like once you're past a certain age, it's harder for us to like promote ourselves, but we're just gonna have to get over ourselves and just do it. But anyways, I want to hear about your
Well,
journey.
well, on the flip side, once you hit 50, you don't care anymore. So there is that.
I love that too. Okay, so we have to hold on till 50, ladies. We
Yes,
can do
there
it.
you go. But there is the whole thing, especially as women, when we're on camera, we are much more judged by how we look than men are.
It's
So, for
true.
example, my nephew, he's 15 years younger than me, and he's like, just turn on the camera and do it. And I went, dude, you don't have any hair. Like, I have to go make sure my hair's perfect, my makeup looks
I
decent.
know.
I can't wear a t-shirt. I can't just pop on the camera. It doesn't work
Right,
that way for women.
right.
So, there is that. But what I figured out with the homeschooling world is that the first thing is to go find the Facebook groups that allow you to tell people what it is that you do.
Right.
So then it's a matter of being active enough in the group to see the needs and then
Mhm.
comment on the need and say, well, this is available.
Yeah.
And that helps to build up my email list. And then it's a matter of networking from that email list.
Yeah.
So reaching out to those families and saying, do you have younger students or are there younger students in your community or your co-op
Mm,
who need help with XYZ?
yeah.
And so using that more of a networking opportunity.
Yeah.
And if you can figure out a way, something to give them as an incentive
Hmm.
to share, that always helps as well.
That's really good.
Uh, and so I've done a couple things where I've have some really inexpensive learning quote unquote courses that I have no problem giving away. And so if you share this with your community and you can send me a screenshot showing me that you did, whether the people in your community buy or not, I'll give you this thing that doesn't cost me very much. It's already created, it's ready to go. I can just add it to your account. And that has worked really well.
I think that's the
Uh,
beauty of like working for yourself and starting this is that there's so many opportunities and creative opportunities on how to market that there's no rules, that like
mhm,
you just said, like, hey, if you share this, I'm gonna give it to you. I love
right,
that.
right. I do have a social media presence, but I don't think anybody's purchased as a result of my social media presence. Perhaps people that already knew me, there's definitely a credibility thing,
Mm,
which makes sense. If you're into classical education at all, then you've probably heard about classical rhetoric and ethos and pathos and logos, which Aristotle described as modes of convincing people. He didn't
hmm.
use quite those words, but that works for us in our modern way of thinking
Right.
things. And he said that ethos is the most persuasive, and ethos in a modern context means your credibility.
Wow.
And so, as people get to know you, they are much more likely to buy more from you
Sure.
and refer you to other people.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
yeah, and that's what I found is people trust me as a result of that short story course, and then they do come back to me for other things.
Especially women because we want to have that emotional connection. And so I was actually just sharing with my networking that I've had a lot of women reach out to me and was like, "Oh, let's connect, Christian
Mhm.
women." And then all of a sudden you realize that they're just trying to make a sell. And I'm
Mhm.
like, "I don't know you and I don't even know what you offer."
And, as Christian homeschoolers, we're always looking for other Christians
Yeah,
who are offering quality content and have a biblical worldview.
right.
And so once they know that I match that, then they're like, huh, all right, you caught my attention.
Yes.
And so and once again, involving God in everything,
Yeah.
always asking him, praising him in all circumstances, listening to what he has to say rather than constantly sending off your request list to him.
Yeah.
That's all like the center
Mhm.
of everything is
Yeah,
constantly talking to God.
I couldn't have said it better myself. Honestly, like I just posted the other day that there is no way I can do all things, like be a mom, be a wife,
Mhm.
be a homeschool mom, be a business owner, a networking director, things like that without
Mhm.
Jesus. Like he literally is the all in my all. And there's no way to build anything. There's no way for him to breathe life on our passions unless we're spending that time with him.
Mhm. Absolutely.
It's not gonna go anywhere. It's not gonna do anything. Okay, so practical step. You said that you created a course, you created a webinar. How difficult is that?
Uh, well, I guess it depends on your mindset. If you can create an outline, you should be able to create a course.
Mhm.
And so, and it really requires you to get into the shoes of your audience.
Oh yeah.
Thinking, and marketers like to use avatar, like create an avatar for your ideal client.
Hmm.
I think of it as just, putting myself in the shoes of that person
Yeah,
and thinking about what it is that they're looking for and what their motivation is.
definitely.
Why are they looking for that? And then meeting that need and making it clear all throughout, the presentation. And then it's a matter of having technology. So, getting Zoom or Google Teams or whatever the Microsoft one is, having some sort of video conferencing software so that you can do a live interactive event or series of events, and then you need a place to keep all of them. So those are the major things. And, there are plenty of businesses out there that would be happy for you to purchase their technology,
Yes.
to accomplish it. You just have to figure out which one works best for you
Yeah.
and that you can afford to pay.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So do some research on platforms to host webinars. I think Teachable is one. There's a few other out there. Some of them have like a free trial period. What advice would you give another homeschool mom who's wanting to start a business in creating courses?
All right. So, well, first of all, it's got to start with God.
Mm,
So,
good.
and I teach this in everything that I do. You can go on my website, scroll down a little bit, and it'll say free Bible study on your Holy Spirit advantage. So, I mean, this is completely biblical that you start by praising God, preferably in song. Like, nobody has to hear you sing except God. He doesn't care what you sound like. He made your voice. He knows he's not surprised by anything.
Right.
So sing a praise song to God
Mhm.
and and then ask him questions. So Lord, you've gifted me with all of these things. How would you like me to glorify you with the gifts and talents you've given me? I mean, that's very, very simple prayer. Then you need to start working out that plan. Who is your audience? How are you going to reach them? The best advice I ever got was creating a sales page first, uh, and then from that, going and creating the course or the webinar.
Oh, that's good.
Because, if you've got information that explains why it's of benefit to your audience,
Mhm.
then you know what the content should look like.
So would the sales page be like a landing page?
Hmm.
Yeah. Okay.
Right.
That's what I thought. Yeah. So a landing
Hmm.
page.
Yes, yes. And so a really effective, inexpensive way to do that is kit.com. It used to be ConvertKit. You can do that. If you need a place to store like a th teachable or thinkific sort of thing, I actually recommend the one that I'm using, which is called FG Funnels, because it does everything that the thinkifics and teachables of the world do and
Yeah,
phenomenally more. Kit is a much less expensive way to get started.
that's great.
So, but yes, you do need a way to collect email addresses, definitely. But you need something for people to react to. But even if you aren't ready to make anything public, just opening up a word processing document and making an outline of what you think that sales page will look like,
Yes.
and then from there, creating the course,
Yeah.
and feeling like you've got it set up, and then go pay for the technology is
Yeah.
where you're going to actually create this landing page or the sales page,
Yeah.
and get your email set up and verified and not showing up in spam folders and
Right.
all those fun things.
Well, all right, homeschool mamas, you got some homework to do during nap time. Go look up all of those good little nuggets that we just gave away for free. And I do want to say if you do have a course on your heart to start, guys, like she said, she made what was it, 10 to 15,000 last year just
Yeah,
by
one
creating
course I made somewhere between 10 and 12.
10 and 12. Okay. Now, that's not any guarantee of what you're going to make. So I just want to make that very clear. However, guys, 10 to 12,000 in a year just by creating a course, by finding the need. So find the need, do your homework, get started, promote, and start making that money. That's about as
Absolutely.
simple as I can make it.
Yeah, yeah,
That's some
absolutely.
great practical advice. Well, we're almost out of time. Do you have
Well, they
any?
could start with me. They could come join
That's right.
me.
Well, can you tell us a little bit like how they can get a hold of you?
Yes. So my website is mybodymyworship.com, mybodymyworship.com. And you'll see both pro-life offers there and homeschool offers there. I am actively looking for people to create more writing and speaking courses that would be on my website. So it would be a collaboration. You're still an independent contractor. You don't have to invest in FG funnels because I already have it.
That's great.
And we would both be marketing what it is that you're doing. because God showed me what he'd like this to be as a hub for Christian homeschoolers and specifically Christian homeschoolers. I'm being very protective of that. So I'm looking for Christians and I'm trying to reach Christians. So if you have writing, you like to teach writing or English literature, uh, speaking. I don't have any speaking courses yet. Logic would fall under that as well, or music history courses. I'd be interested in that as well.
That's
So if that
yeah.
fits anybody's wheelhouse, please, you can just go to mybodymyworship.com and you can just find the contact form.
Yes, and I'll put all that, the link and everything in the description so that they can, reach out to you. Even if they have any questions, if you have any questions, I'm sure Cheryl will be more than happy to answer anything, any questions that you have. Well, Cheryl, this has been so great. I really appreciate this time. This has been wonderful practical advice. Like I said, there's been a lot of golden nuggets in there of helping people get started on their course making, to get themselves up and going. One last question before we end. What are you having for dinner tonight?
Oh, that's so funny. Let's see. My son always goes off to his evening activities, and so he wants lots of protein for dinner. So it'll be he's got this kind of pepper steak sort of recipe he likes,
Oh my
except it's
gosh.
made with hamburger. And so it's got onions and peppers
I love it.
and plenty of seasonings, and he's happy.
It sounds like a teenage boy to me.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
My oldest is 16 and he's always protein, protein, protein. How much protein does this have? So I get it.
Yes, exactly.
Well, thank you, Cheryl. I hope you ladies were blessed today. Until next time, remember to let your light shine before all men that they may see your good works and glorify your Father that is in heaven. Until next time, be blessed.